Hello and welcome to the build-up from RamsTV. We're back at Pride Park Stadium tonight, where two teams, both in desperate need of a win, face off. It's Derby County against Norwich City. And we're now 10 games into this championship season. Just the one win for the Rams so far. That came away at West Brom last month. It's 5 games without a win for the Rams, who are still waiting for their first victory here at Pride Park. While it's 6 without a win for tonight's visitors, Norwich have lost every single match they've played at home and haven't tasted victory since they won at Blackburn in August. They've drawn at Coventry and Stoke recently, but have lost their last 3. Now, one of those nights where something you think has to give. You'll hear from both managers shortly. First, we've been talking to Ibu Adams ahead of tonight's game and forcing him to reflect on Saturday's defeat at Oxford.
If I had a choice, I wouldn't want to go through it, but nah, it's very disappointing. I don't think that performance was a Derby performance for probably the first 50 minutes onwards. I think it was more like the simple things, the basics, and if you don't do the basics, that's what ends up happening. And that's a lesson for us to learn, that you have to show up no matter who you're playing against, because there's no walk in the park in this league.
Collectively, as a dressing room, were you all surprised at that performance, especially off the back of the international break and at this stage of the season? Oh yeah,
100%. Because we have to take accountability for ourselves, because that's on us. That's on us as players to perform. Because, like I said, if you don't do the basics as a player, then what's the point of turning up to a game? And like I said, if you don't do the basics, then you end up having a game like that, which we want to forget about so quick, and hopefully move on to the next one to rectify it.
On you personally, wearing the armband again at the moment with Lewis Travis not available, you've been formally confirmed as the club's vice-captain as well. I know the sort of title won't matter to you or affect how you play, but is it nice to have that accolade?
It's always nice. Like I said, it's always nice, and do you know what? Like, if some will say I've lost it or given it up to Travis, he's just as good as leaders, and look, he's come in and he's got the armband, and I still talk to him as a brother, and we get along like a house on fire. So it's good. Like, I can learn from him and he can learn from me, and wherever it is, I wear the armband or he wears the armband, like, I'm just going to enjoy the day. And do you know what? You're wearing it for a big club anyway, so, and I play for the team, so that's what matters for me. And as long as we can pick up points, that's what makes me happy.
I remember the game against Blackburn at Pride Park last season, where the two of you had a bit of a running battle. I get the sense he's the sort of guy you hate to play against and you love to play with. A bit like you, to be fair.
It's funny, because when I was told about I was playing against him, I said I can't wait, because I love playing against players that like maybe similar to me, or like have that little passion for the game, that always want to win. And funny enough, we spoke about it and we laugh and joke about it that day. So, like I said, it was a game where both of us wanted to win, and it shows the passion that we both had, and now we got that on the same team, and hopefully we can you know what, progress that around the whole changing room and the whole fans, and hopefully we can emulate that and continue picking up points.
There's been a lot of changes over the summer since the end of last season. A lot of experiences coming as well. How different is the leadership group, even beyond just the captaincy?
Do you know what? I think the captain armband is just the captain armband, and the thing I like is about the group now, that everyone has a voice, and that's the good thing about like me and Travis. As much as we're leaders, it doesn't mean we're the only voices. We come in and listen, we sit down, and then everyone has a voice to talk and let their feelings be known, and that's important, because it's not just about being the boss. I think it's being leaders, as in letting everyone give a chance for everyone to speak and everyone to express themselves, and I think that's important. And like I said, look, it's a big change. I tend to forget that, but I think it's now time to knuckle down as a group, and I think it's a good group. It's a great group, and like I said, we just have to knuckle down and start winning games, which is sadly the business thing of football, isn't it?
Yeah, and 2 chances to do that this week, and do that at home as well, starting with Norwich on Tuesday. How desperate are you for this first home win?
It's always nice to get it as quick as possible, isn't it? And look, we'll just take it as a normal game. I don't think we need to put any more pressure on ourselves. Look, I know the situation we're in right now is it's not ideal, but look, that's life. If it was a straight road, I'll be on that road. But it's always a bumpy road. Sometimes you take the the wrong road and it's a really bumpy road, you get a bit of a mess. But this is what you need to go through to make leaders or to make characters in the change room. So yeah, we're going through it, and that's what it is. Now it's up to us to go through it, get through weather the storm, and get through it and get out of it, and then there'll be sunshine in the road.
Ibu Adams there, yeah, Derby certainly going through it at the moment, as are Norwich City and their boss, Liam Manning, who returned to his boyhood club in the summer to much fanfare, having led Bristol City to the playoffs last season. But it hasn't gone to plan so far, even despite a hot start from striker Josh Sargent. Norwich have only 2 wins and 8 points, and have lost every single match at home. That includes the weekend when Manning's former club were 1-0 winners at Carrow Road.
Not good enough. Simple. Not good enough. Across the board, it's just too nice. Everything's just too nice, and it's the biggest bit. It's the hardest bit that we have to change. I think across the board, we're nice facilities, nice food, nice training program, nice everything, nice culture. And that transmits to the pitch a little bit for me. I think we've got a nice group of lads, which, if you want to win games at this level, you have to have an edge, you have to be ruthless, you have to step up, and we're not doing that. And, I think it's one of those where you look at it, we play some nice football, but there's nothing at the end of it, no ruthlessness, no, the 2 sitters that we miss, we, lack quality on the final bit, and that's my takeaway, we're just too nice.
At this point, what can you possibly say to change that and pull that out of the players?
I think it's just about being honest now. Like I'll own bits, but people have got to step up. I think that's the biggest bit. That's the message after the game. In terms of issues with changes in the summer, with last year. There's so many factors that go into it, but the bare minimum is you can do is bring a load of fight and an edge, and a real purpose to it when you're chasing the game. Have a right go. I think that's the biggest bit. Just ask questions by being aggressive, by playing on the front foot, by trying to put everything in the back of the net, and that's it. We're not good enough.
Has your belief in being able to turn that around wavered at all with the results here at home?
No, of course. Look, I think it's one of those. It's tough. It's tough. I'm not going to hide from that fact. But I think in terms of, like I said, we need some of the lads to look at themselves and step up at the minute. I think, I'll numerous times protected them and spoke about performances, but ultimately, when you look at it, looking where it's not Sarge, where's the goal coming from, and that's the biggest bit. We need across the board. We need people to step up. We give away cheap goals, and we don't look dangerous enough at the other end, and that's the biggest bit. I think, just said to the lads, nothing changes in the. We're in tomorrow. We work hard. We heads down, fight, but we need people to step up. And it's not the first time I've said that. I can't. The second the game starts, I'm screaming, shouting, but it's the lads that have to go and drive it and do it, and that's where you need people to step up. And we've got a few in there that I know I'm going to get. Unfortunately, there's a few too many that I don't, and that's the biggest bit at the minute. When picking a team, when needing to win games at this level, you need to know what you're going to get from the biggest percentage of the group, and at the minute, I'm not sure on that.
And that's the Norwich boss, Liam Manning. Let's hear from his opposite number, John Eustace, starting on the news of the departure of Jake Buxton. He's left the coaching staff to take over as manager at non-league Alfreton Town. Eustace says Bucko will be missed up at Moor Farm.
Absolutely, yeah. Listen, Jake's the first thing, he's a very, very good person. A great human being. He's a fellow teammate of mine, and he's going to be a big miss.
He said to me he's got an itch he needs to scratch regards management. I guess you can respect that, can't you?
Absolutely, yeah. No, listen, we don't want to stop any member of staff moving on and going and doing what they want to do. Jake's been brilliant for the last 6 months. He's helped me out immensely, and I'm very proud of the efforts he's done for the first team. He's come up from the academy where he was doing a fantastic job, and to work with the group and help us get over the line last year, and to move the football club forward in the development phase of the younger players as well has been excellent, and I'm sure he'll be very successful.
I was looking at your journey as well, because obviously you started at Kidderminster. How much do you admire anyone who, having played at the levels that you did and the Bucko did as well, are willing to give it a go anywhere really?
Yeah, listen, Bucko's managed in League One, I think, as well. So, he's got experience there. When I left at 35, I had options to go into the 23 kind of academy set up, but I chose to go non-league and pull my sleeves up and into a full-time environment at Kidderminster, which was fantastic, and really enjoyed that. It was a great learning experience for me, and I'd recommend it for any young coach to go and do.
I know you'll have been back over the game from Saturday. What's your view on things a couple of days on from it?
Obviously very angry about the performance. It wasn't at our levels. I think it's the first time this season that we've let ourselves down. The first thing we have to do is compete, and we didn't do that over the 90 minutes. And it's sometimes a bit of a wake-up call and a bit of a smack on the back of the head to say keep doing the basics well. And we didn't do it well enough on Saturday. We're really looking forward to Tuesday now to try and put things right on that side.
Yeah, we spoke to Carl Morris after the game and Ebou today, and both of them talked about the players having to take responsibility for Saturday. Is that heartening for you to hear that the dressing room knows they need to be accountable for it?
Listen, it's a collective. It's not just the dressing room. It's the staff, the travelling staff. Everyone. We win, lose, and draw together. It's a collective, and it's something that we all have to learn from. There's things maybe we could have done throughout the week, and on match day as well. So win, lose, or draw, we stay together, and that's the most important thing. And we're building something special at the football club, and there's lots of hard work ahead. Saturday we let ourselves down. We know that. The one thing, as I've already said, is that we have to be competitive in every game, and unfortunately we weren't in that game over the course of the 90 minutes. So lots to learn and take from it, and we move on.
10 games into the season now, supposedly the point where you can start to draw some conclusions. Is that a fair timeline for your group, given the changes and given what you're trying to build with them?
I think football's a results-driven business at the end of the day. So, listen, we can use all the excuses, or I'm sure people are thinking excuses on what we're saying. The most important thing is that we get results. We haven't got enough results. I'm not going to bang on about where we are from fitness and transfers and all that, because I think everyone's heard that before. We're 10 games in. We haven't got enough points. And we now have to start winning games.
And what you have this week, I suppose, is a great chance to put some points on the board with these 2 home games coming up. And I know you've not had the results at Pride Park, but I know it's somewhere that you love to play.
I think that the lads have performed well overall up to now at home. We haven't got the points that we deserve, but we scored in a lot of games, and we showed that fighting spirit. We're only getting better. I think our last performance at home was an excellent performance, and it's a long season over the course of the 46 games. I know I say that a lot. You get what you deserve, and we've got to keep believing in what we're doing, keep building, and keep positive. And the next 2 games, as long as we're very competitive, that's all I ask for.
That's the Derby boss, John Eustace. 10 games in, and the championship table looks like this. Coventry and Middlesbrough already have a bit of a cushion at the top. Some surprises in and around the playoff places, not least Preston, Charlton and Hull, who are all up there. Derby and Norwich both start the night just outside the bottom 3. Blackburn are in there, but have a game in hand. 2 of the bottom 3 face each other tonight, with Sheffield United going to Ewood Park. 8 matches in all this evening, with Southampton's trip to Bristol City, the 8 o'clock game. And we'll keep you up to date with all of those scorelines in Matchday Live from 7:15 this evening. Derby County against Norwich City is available to watch on RamsTV everywhere outside the UK, so go to dcfc.co.uk to get your Game Pass now. We'll see you then. Goodbye.